I ain't been warm clean through since we got here.
Jethro, take it easy. We've been sleeping on a hard floor. It'd be awful nice to get in a warm bed for a change.
I'll take it, Jethro.
Jethro, I said take it easy. Granny ready?
Yeah, she's just putting on her gaiters. I'll bring her right out.
Well, I hope you'll come visit us in California. We're mighty glad to see you, especially Pearl. Her and Jethrine's coming to stay with us.
Big overgrown. Let me get my shoe on, you big overgrown moose.
You can put it on in the car, Granny. We's in a hurry.
We can't leave until somebody finds Ellie Mae.
Where is she?
She took to the woods early this morning with those 2 timber wolves that she's let sleep under her bed.
Yeah, I'll find her. By dog, it's a good thing we're leaving. One more night and she'd be baying at the moon. Ellie Mae,
Over here, Pa.
you got them wolves with you?
Oh, they won't pester you none. That no-biting promise goes for my pa, too.
Hello there, Maggie. Ellie, honey. Mr. Brewster's waiting, and we got to pick up Pearl and Jethrin and drive clean to the airport.
St. Pearl and Mr. Brewster are getting married?
Well, no, not yet. Maybe never. But Pearl's satisfied. Everybody in town seen him propose to her. Now she can leave town with her chin up and her head thrown back, proud and happy.
I'll bet you Cousin Jethrin ain't happy. She says she ain't going to California and leave her sweetie Jezbo to Pew. She's powerful in love with that little feller.
Yeah, I reckon Jethrin will do pretty much what her ma tells her to. Pearl's a mighty strong-willed woman.
Jethrin's pretty near time for them to pick us up. Now, no more sulking. You're coming to California. I don't want to hear no more argument about it. Okay, Ma. I'm coming. What in the world have you got there?
It's a trunk, Ma.
Well, I can see that, but what you got in it?
Well, I got some clothes and some shoes and some food and some water. I forgot the water.
Water, why did... Jezbo to Pew! Oh.
Miss Bodine, that daughter of yours is a mighty strong-willed girl.
Did she put you in there?
I think so. I told her I couldn't go to California with her. And that's the last thing I remember.
Oh, don't let him get away. Jethrin, you put him down. This minute. What's the matter with you? Why, that poor boy could suffocate in that trunk without no air. Jethrin, am I going to have to take a switch to you?
Jethrin, honey, like I told you, I can't just pick up and go. I got a big business going here.
Well, couldn't you be a traveling salesman in California?
Darling, it's taken me years to build up this territory. And this is my big selling season. Well, I can knock down $100 in the next 2 or 3 months. And a fella don't walk away from a gold mine like that.
Talking sense, Jethrin.
But Uncle Jed's a millionaire, and Cousin Ellis says they got plenty of room in that mansion. He could stay there with us.
Jethrin, I got my pride. Well, I'd rather die than take charity from my sweetheart's kinfolk.
Now, what are you getting right to one another?
Of course. And I'll be here when you get back.
Oh, there they are. Now, Jethrin, you get ready to leave. Oh, Mr. Brewster, I thought it was my boy Jethro. Cousin Jed come to pick up the suitcase.
Well, no, I asked them to let me come for them. This may be my last chance to see you alone for a moment.
Alone? You, me, us? Well, why would you...
Well, first, I want to thank you for publicly breaking our engagement after I lost my head, as I did last night.
Oh, shucks. I didn't mean it when I said yes. It was just nerves and excitement in the moment.
Well, you were very sweet about it.
Yeah, well, but now that my head is clear and I'm thinking straight, well, I realized I couldn't get married right now.
Some man would lose a wonderful wife.
My goodness, I got family obligations, you know. Why, Cousin Jed's been after me 3 or 4 months to come to Beverly Hills and get that wild daughter of his proper dressed and acting like a lady.
I'm going to miss you, Mrs. Bodine.
Yes, well, he's in desperate need of me. I don't know what come over me last evening, but now that I had a good night's sleep in the morning, coffee, got my wits together, well, I could just laugh at myself for even considering marriage.
Mrs. Bodine, I just want to say that I think you're a splendid woman, and I'm sure our paths will cross again. And, well, I'd consider it a great honor if you'd allow me to kiss you goodbye.
Kiss me. Well, I hardly think there'd be anything wrong with that.
It's real, Miss Brewster? Is that a new Hattie Pearl?
Oh, Ellie Mae, look, Jeffrey's in there saying goodbye to her sweetie, Jasbo Depew. So why don't you go in and say goodbye to him, too?
Huh? All right. I ain't never met him.
Jethrine, you're just gonna have to get it through your head. I cannot go to California, and that's that.
Howdy.
Hi, Cousin Ellie. This here's my sweetie, Jasbo Depew.
Howdy, Jasbo.
And a great big howdy to you. This girl is the cousin you've been telling me about?
Yeah, Jasbo. She's the one we'll be staying with in California.
Well, poke me another air hole, baby, and let's go.
Oh, good morning, Chief.
Morning. Well, I just had a call from Brewster and Tulsa. The Clampetts are on their way home.
Jethro? Oh, I mean the Clampetts.
Yes, and they're bringing a cousin and her daughter along. That'll be 6 of them. I think I'd better order an extra limousine.
Chief, if I may suggest, the personal touch is very important to these people, and they are the bank's largest depositors. I would be happy to volunteer my car, and myself, I can take at least half the load. Jethro. And the luggage. See, Chief, I have bucket seats, and Jethro is quite a bucketful. How's about 3 apiece, Chief?
Fine. We'll be ready to leave the airport about noon.
Entendu, mon capitaine.
Time to leave for the airport, Miss Hathaway.
Right. Don't be alarmed, Chief. This is just for the Clampetts. I have no intention of disrupting office discipline with my seductive appearance.
What a remarkable change.
3 hours in the beauty salon.
Tell me, are you busy tonight? Because if you're not, I'd like you to work and make up those 3 hours.
They could have missed the plane.
Oh, impossible. Brewster phoned me after he put them on board.
Oh, miss, are there any more passengers aboard?
Yes, there are 6. Well, they appear to be hillbillies.
Was there anything wrong with them?
Oh, no. You see, we served lunch before we arrived, and they refused to leave the plane until they helped do the dishes. And we served 120 lunches. Well, here they come.
Flight 201 for Chicago and New York is now loading at the East Concourse.
Oh. Thank you for sharing your food with us. Thank you for doing the dishes. You sure you don't want us to wash the windows? It won't take long if we all pitch in. Thank you.
Drysdale, howdy. Welcome home, Mr. Clampett. This here is my cousin, Pearl Bodie.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Oh, excuse my wet hand.
Oh, it's quite all right. Well, how did you enjoy your plane ride?
I don't believe it. I plain don't believe it. It's a miracle.
Oh, well, it ain't nothing. You ain't seen nothing, Pearl. Wait till we ride on that escalator.
Yes. Well, my car's out in front, Mr. Clampett. Come on.
Mon amour.
That ain't my name. Who are you?
I am a wild and mysterious gypsy. I have come to take you away to my gypsy camp.
You got some food there? Well, I can't stay long.
but I am kind of hungry. Helping wash all them dishes gave me quite an appetite.
Jet, them stairs is moving. We're having a California earthquake.
Pearl, them stairs are supposed to move like that.
What for?
I don't know, but that's what they call an escalator. Only thing is, last time we was here, they was moving the other way. Come on.
Well, we ain't gonna get on them crazy stairs.
Oh, come on, Pearl. Once you're on there, you like it.
Welcome home, Allie Mae.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Welcome home, Granny.
Thank you.
Well, where's Jeffrey?
Last I saw of her, she was still eating.
Well, now, that wasn't bad, was it?
No, it was fun. Let's go up and ride down again.
Oh, no, Pearl. It's fun, all right, but it just ain't worth fighting your way back upstream.
Yes. This place is haunted. A ghost just went through that door.
That ain't no ghost, Pearl. That's what they call, electric eye. They got them all over out here.
Well, you go first. I ain't taking no chances on crowding a spook.
Come on, Benny. I can get on that. Come on, Benny.
I'll go with Mart and take the luggage around to the service entrance.
I can't believe it. I've seen pictures, but I just can't believe it. It ain't real. It's real, Ma. Jeffrey, don't you knock no holes in your Uncle Jed's mansion.
Ah, she can't hurt it, Pearl.
Wait till you see inside, Pearl. It's the biggest bunch of indoors you ever did see.
It's a palace. There just ain't no other word for it. It's a dad-blame palace.
How do you get it started, Uncle Jed?
Get what started?
These here stairs. Ain't they like the ones at the airport?
No, you gotta climb those yourself.
Come on, Jeffrey. I'll show you outside.
Granny, how do you ever wash that thing?
Ain't washed it yet, Pearl.
Oh, well, don't you worry. I'll do it.
Pearl, now this here is what they call the drawing room.
Drawing?
Wait till you see this piano. The whole thing is hand-painted. Yeah, Pearl. Ain't that just about the prettiest piano you ever did see? It's got pictures on it.
Look at the dust. Granny, did you run up them curtains?
No, they was here when we came.
Well, as soon as we get settled, I'll run up some new ones. Them windows ain't been washed in weeks.
Well, Pearl, you know, it's a mighty big house. It takes a miracle woman to get it all done.
Looks like I've come just in time, huh? Where's the kitchen, Jack?
I'll show you.
32 rooms in this house, and something tells me it ain't gonna be big enough. What do you think?
Well, I think I should have brought my coal oil stove.
For your information, Miss Pearl, we got gas.
Well, I don't wonder. Nothing but uncooked food. Your pump is stuck tight. It ain't been used so long, Pearl. You know, Granny, we got a lot of work to do to get this kitchen in shape.
Granny, did you tell Pearl this is the kitchen?
I ain't been able to tell Pearl nothing. She won't quit flapping her trap long enough.
Pearl, come on. This here is the kitchen. That there is what they call a pantry.
My stars and God. What? A person could feed an army in here.
Well, the way those two young'uns of yours eat, that's just what you'll have to do.
Pearl, look at this stove here. All you have to do to get fire is turn one of them little things right here without lighting no matches nor nothing. Now, look at here. This here lights this in here. This one like this one, and this one like this one here, and this one like this one. What do you think of that, Pearl?
I declare, I'm just speechless.
That'll be the day.
Look at this ice box here. Just take a look. You ever seen anything like that before? Look at that.
Well, I don't like to mention it, Jed, but somebody left the light a-burning in there. I reckon some people just don't care how they waste other people's money.
The light comes on when you open the door.
You don't say.
He pert near didn't with you pounding your gums.
Hey, Pearl, Jeffrey wants to know where's the suitcases, especially the big one with the sandwiches in it.
But Jethro said he'd bring in the suitcases. Jethro. What happened to my boy? Where's Jethro?
Well, the last time I seen him, a dark-haired gypsy woman was taking him away.
Gypsy's got him. My baby's been carried off by the gypsy.
Don't worry, Pearl. One meal and they'll carry him right back.
They might have it a little bit mixed up. Besides, Jethro is big enough to take care of himself.
Yeah, Mama's in here. Come on in.
My baby, where you been?
With the gypsy woman? We stopped to get something to eat.
I told you one meal and they'd bring him back.
You gypsy kidnapper. I'm gonna snatch you both.
Out of the way.
What you doing being a gypsy?
Just a little harmless fun, Mr. Clampett. When Jethro failed to recognize me, I couldn't resist continuing the masquerade.
Ma, this here's Miss Hathaway, Mr. Drysdale's secretary.
I'm happy to know you, Mrs. Boutique. I have brought your son back safe and sound.
Well, thank you. Is your hair back?
How much staying for supper, Miss Hathaway?
Oh, I wouldn't want to be any trouble.
Well, I figured with company at the table, there wouldn't be so much trouble.
Wait till you taste Granny's sweet potato pie.
Ain't nobody can make sweet potato pie like my ma.
Now, they is both very fine, extra good cooks, but Pearl not knowing her way around the kitchen, I reckon.
Oh, well, don't you worry none about that, Jed. I'll have this kitchen put in order in no time.
It ain't out of order. Ellie, you get rid of the ants. I'll start the cooking.
What aunt?
Start with your Aunt Pearl.
Well, I like that.
I'll bet you won't like what I'm going to say next.
Girls, I got an idea. Now, Pearl, you know there ain't nothing more soothing and appetizing than a mess of piano playing and sweet singing before supper. But I figure a body can't be doing that and cooking at the same time.
No, I don't think they hardly could, Jed.
Right. Now, if somebody will get Mr. Drysdale, we'll all sit around while supper's cooking and listen to the kind of music that has made the name of Bodine famous from Oxford to Eureka Spring.
Ever see anybody bake a fluffier pie than that one?
Some folks don't know that cakes is fluffy and pies is juicy.
It fell. You did that on purpose, Pearl Bodine.
My pie can't fall.
It can't, huh? Just did.
Granny!
Pearl, I ain't never heard you play the piano any prettier than you're playing that right. You ain't playing the piano.
You betcha I ain't.
Before the battle, mother, I am thinking most of you. Just before the battle,
the same way, Jethrine. Mr. Drysdale, if I got enough money to take everybody out to a nice eating place...
Mr. Clampett, with your money, you can buy the finest restaurant in Beverly Hills.
Before the battle's over, that's just what I might have to do. Come on.
To bed this late in 72 years.
Morning, Granny.
Now, Jethro, don't you yell at me. I'm going to get breakfast just as soon as I can.
Ma's done give us breakfast already, Granny. And now she's got us cleaning the house from top to bottom.
How come no one woke me?
Well, she says we ain't supposed to wake you. That's how come she shut off your alarm clock.
So Pearl done it. I'm sorry I took it out on you, Clock.
Jethro, your ma says bring you this bucket of suds. Oh, morning, Granny. How's your rheumatiz?
What rheumatiz?
Well, Pearl said you was having some twinges last night. That's how come she put a little Mountain Dew into your squirrel soup.
Pearl spiked my soup?
Yeah, she figured it would help you to sleep. And you was liking it, too, Granny. You kept asking for another slug of soup.
Well, that's because I couldn't believe that Pearl could make such good soup.
Granny, what are you doing up? Ain't Pearl said I was to give you your breakfast in bed?
Beds is for sleeping, not eating.
Well, ain't Pearl said a body had to be waited on and took care of when it gets to be your age?
My age? Why, I'm in the prime of life. And you tell your Aunt Pearl that... Never mind, I'll tell her myself.
Nah, don't get riled up at Pearl. I reckon she's just trying to be helpful.
She's about as helpful as an alligator in a swimming hole.
I'd rather be caught twixt a pair of scrapping bobcats than two women trying to run the same house.
Takes a lot. With all these newfangled gadgets, work around here is just plain. Where you going with that, Jethrine?
Outside.
I told you to take it up to Granny's bedroom.
Granny told me to take it outside.
You're taking your orders from me and not from Granny. That poor woman is old and tired, and we owe it to her to let her rest. Just hope and pray when I get to be her age that somebody will be looking after me.
You can quit hoping and praying. And if you keep messing around my kitchen, you ain't gonna get to be my age.
Don't stand there. Do as Granny says. Take it outside. How do you feel, Granny? Did you sleep off the soup? I mean, did the soup did the soup help you to sleep?
Now, you listen to me, Pearl, and you listen good. When you was a baby and you needed it, I spanked you. And when you was a toddler, I paddled you. And when you was a young'un, I swished you. And I can still do it, Pearl. Besides, the target's a heap much bigger today.
Now, Granny, don't be riled. You was looking poorly last night, and I figured you needed a little rest. Honest, you look like the dogs that had you under the porch.
You can't scare me with that. I got a head of steam bigger than it has.
Gonna make pretty music when you make it shake like this, Uncle Jed?
That ain't for playing with, Jethro. You bust that and your ma'll tan you good.
Pa, I didn't wash the front of the house as high up as I can get. I'll need a ladder to get the whole thing.
Pearl get you to wash the whole outside the house?
Yes, sir. She said every inch of it.
Well, if she ain't the cleanest woman. Well, come on, I'll help you.
Granny? Granny! You can hurt a body with an iron skillet like that? Oh! Jethro, protect your boy!
How can Granny hurt your ma? You said she was too old to get out of bed.
I don't know too old to get out of bed.
She comes.
I get it, Pop. Hey, Jethro, that looks like fun. I'll swing you now, but you gotta swing
on to fetch the truck around, and we's all going for a nice long drive and cool off some of the tempers in his family.
Ain't Pearl? Ain't Cousin Jethrina coming?
Oh, no, honey. She wants to practice her singing. She can go sightseeing another time.
Listen to that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself running off and leaving a child that sick.
Jethrina ain't sick, she's singing.
Well, she's singing sick.
For your information, my daughter's training for the stage.
Well, now, that's one thing she can do, drive a stage.
This snapping and backbiting twixt you two has got to stop. Quick as Jethro gets here with the truck, we're going to take a nice long drive and show Pearl some amazing sights.
She ain't never gonna see no more amazing sights than she sees every morning when she looks in the mirror.
I wouldn't talk if I was you.
Look it, Pa. Yonder comes a truck and there's nobody a-driving it.
What's the trouble, Jethro?
It's out of gas, Uncle Jed. They ain't even enough to get to the filling station.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ellie, you run the house and get Granny's jug. The big one.
Ooh, don't tell me that child ain't sick. Nobody makes a noise like that on purpose.
You're going to be sorry you said them things when Jethrina commences singing with a big orchestra like Rudy Valley. Who? Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankees.
Did you hear that, Jed? Your traitor cousin Pearl is letting her daughter desert to the Yankees. Well, I reckon they're getting what they deserve.
Guess what, Ma? They tell me at school there's lots of movie stars live on this street.
Do you reckon that Francis X. Bushman lives in one of them houses?
Wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Oh, my stars and garters. If I was to meet him face to face, I'd faint that away.
So would he.
What'd she say, Ellie?
Well, she said...
Look at that big house down there. I bet you the movie star lives in that one.
Oh, Jethro, drive up the driveway, and I'll go to the door and ask for directions.
Directions to where, Ma?
Directions to the next corner. Who cares? You didn't stop.
Well, I know how to get to the next corner.
Now we passed it. Why, that might have been Raymond Navarro's house. I might have got acquainted with him and told him how I play piano at the movie theater back home. Why, I could have played and sung the song I wrote for the chariot race in Ben-Hur.
Simmer down, Pearl. I don't reckon that was Mr. Navarro's house. I got a good look up the driveway as we passed. The barn door was open. There wasn't a span of horses or a chariot in there.
Well, slow down anyway, Jethro. Land sakes, if I was to see Rod LaRock or John Gilbert or Hoot Gibson, why, I wouldn't even have time to ask for their autograph.
Some women is just plain man crazy.
What'd she say, Ellie?
Well, she said
Let's
some
drive
women...
down to the business part of town, Jethro, and show Pearl some of the beautiful buildings and stores they got there.
Okay, Uncle Jed.
Tell your Aunt Pearl not to fret. They's men there, too.
Ain't Pearl. Granny said...
Never mind, Allie. Drive on, Jethro.
I think we'll see some movie stars down there.
Come in, folks. The movie's about to begin. By the way, the wax figures out front are by courtesy of the Beverly Hills Movie Museum.
Looky, Aunt Pearl. There's the movie picture theater up yonder.
Yeah. I wonder if they need a right good first-class piano player.
Why, do you know one?
Now, I have taken
Say,
all...
Pearl, ain't them movie stars out in front of that theater? Stop a minute, Jethro.
I can't believe it. It's Douglas Fairbanks, Rudolph Valentino, and William S. Hart.
I have never seen one woman as man crazy and movie star crazy as William S. Hart. Let me off of here.
Jethro, drive on before we embarrass them poor fellers.
Bill, honey, you're my hero. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, bang, bang.
Hey, Jethro, let's go
too hungry, Ellie Mae. All that driving around, give me an appetite.
Yeah, I reckon all that fresh air give us all an appetite. I'm empty as last year's bird's nest myself. Buddy, time too.
I reckon I got time for a little friend before fiddle.
Hurry up, Ellie Mae. I could eat a horse.
Well, just everybody relax. I'll have victuals to cook in for you can say Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson. And you stay out of my kitchen.
I believe that kitchen happens to belong to my cousin Jake.
Well, I's a granny, and grannies is closer than cousins.
Now, when the granny's on the wife's side, I got Clampett blood in my veins.
You want to keep it there, you stay out of my kitchen.
Hey, Uncle Jed, come on back. There's gonna be a fight.
Oh, I don't fight nobody twice my age.
There ain't nobody twice your age.
I happen to be on the sunny side of 45.
Well, then move into the shade. You're drying up something awful.
Now, hold on.
Who's closer related to you, Jed? Her or me?
I is, 'cause I's a granny.
You're a mother-in-law. I'm blood cousin.
You're gonna be...
Oh, no, I reckon you're both just as close related to me as folks can be, 'cause I love you both equal. And it'd pleasure me if you'd shake hands.
And come out fighting.
Come on now, shake hands. Granny, you start it off. Come on. Now, shake hands. Come on, Granny, shake hands with Pearl. Hey, now, Granny, say something nice to Pearl. Go on, say something nice.
Pearl? I never did see anything prettier than the weather is today.
Now, Granny.
Well, that was friendly.
Well, say something nice and friendly about Pearl.
Don't force her, Jed.
I ain't forcing her. She's just trying to think up something extra special nice now, ain't you, Granny?
Yeah, and it ain't easy.
See?
Oh, Pearl. She's always bragging on you. How pretty you are, or what a nice figure you got.
I bragged on Pearl's figure.
You sure did. You said Pearl got the kind of figure a man likes.
Yeah. And then I said, too bad a man didn't get it instead of Pearl. I wouldn't talk if I had a figure as bony as you.
Now, Pearl.
You're built like a sack full of horseshoes. And you're built like a sack full of doorknobs.
Now, let me tell you...
Uncle Jed, you're breaking up a good fight.
Yeah, oh, why don't you go out and help your sister Jethrine?
What's she doing?
I don't know. Find out what she's doing and go help her.
Oh, you never let me have any fun, nothing.
Now, I'm asking you just as nice as I know how to stop all this backbiting and bickering. You're both fine-looking women. I'm proud to be kin to you. Why, if folks didn't know, they'd think you was Ellie Mae's sisters. Oh, Ellie, honey. Why don't you take these two pretty girls swimming down to the cement pond? That ought to cool them off.
In the dead of winter?
Oh, the water stays warm all year round, ain't Pearl?
Yeah, it must be fed by some kind of hot mineral springs or something.
Oh? That ought to be mighty good for your rheumatiz, Granny. And I'll fix lunch while you're swimming.
I told you to stay out of my kitchen.
And I told you that...
Now, that's enough. And I hear one more word spoken in anger out of either one of you, dogged if I ain't gonna take a switch to you.
Ain't Pearl? Granny ain't too fond of swimming, but I'd be mighty proud if you'd go with me.
Oh, that's a mighty sweet invite, Ellie Mae. Earl, did you bring some swimming clothes?
Yeah, I did.
Well, now, you run along, get into them.
But I don't...
Come on, put them on. All right, doggies. I bet you Pearl in them swimming clothes has got the figure of a young girl.
She better give it back before she stretches it out of shape anymore. I didn't say it in anger. I'm smiling.
Well, I'm ready for the water.
It looks like she's been in it for 6 days.
Pearl, you are one of the finest looking women ever to come down out of the hill. And you're extra fetching in your swimming clothes.
I made it myself.
The ticket, you say?
It's all hand work.
No.
Yep. Every gore and gusset and dart and tuck and ruffling and brick-rack, I did it all myself.
Well, doggy, that's mighty pretty, and so are you, Pearl. Granny, did you ever see anything like Pearl in her bathing suit?
No, sir, I ain't.
Well, come on, I'll show you the pond. Me and Jethro's down there waiting for you. Hold on there. What do you think you're doing?
Fixing to cut Ellie's hair.
Why get off short, Paul, so it won't get in my eyes when I swim?
I'd sooner cut off my arm than that beautiful hair of yours. Now, don't you never get a notion like that in your head again, nor you neither.
You mean I gotta let my hair grow long as Ellie's?
Jethro, why don't you try using your head for thinking?
I have tried, Ma, and it hurts.
Keep an eye on these two. I gotta go back up the house.
I will, Jed.
Hey, Ma, you want to race Ellie and me to the fur end of the pond and back?
In the water?
Yes, sir.
And get my swimming suit wet?
Yeah.
Oh, you do bear watching, both of you.
You see them ham hocks?
Yeah, Ma.
Where'd they come from?
From pigs, I reckon.
How did they get here?
Well, I took them out of the icebox. I was getting awful hungry.
Was you gonna eat them raw?
Of course not.
Huh.
I was going to keep my swimming trunks on.
Ellie Mae,
Yeah, Pearl.
what is this thing? Looks like a stove on wheels.
Well, that's what it is. It's called a portable barbecue. You just put a fire in there, then you lay the meat on this thing.
All right. Ellie Mae, you fetch some firewood. Jethro, you slice them ham hocks.
What would you like to hear next, Uncle Jed?
Well, can you play Dixie?
Why, sure.
I sure do like to sing that song.
It's right good for dancing, too. Would you do a jig?
Well, if the music happens to get down around my feet, I might just cut loose and stomp a spell. Better take my coat off just in case it does. Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there is not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. I wish I was in Dixie. Hooray, hooray. In Dixieland I'll take my stand to live and die in Dixie. Away,
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 away, away down south in Dixie. Away,
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 away down south in Dixie.
I was away from Pearl, away from Pearl and old Pearl, and away from Pearl and Dixie.
Boy, ain't nothing smells as good as hammer cooking, Ma.
That's the truth. Wait till Jethro gets a whiff of this. Ham is her favorite.
Mine too, Ma. Come on, hurry up.
Catherine, what is that delicious smell I'm a-smelling?
It smells like ham cooking, Uncle Jed.
Well, let's get on down to the cement pond, tell everybody we're gonna have ham. That is a shortcut.
When the family tastes these riddles, they ain't never gonna let Pearl near the kitchen again. Good. Come and get it! Come and get it! Come on, everybody, victuals on! Land sakes, they're all so hungry they can't get up. bacon.
Oh, please, Granny, we just done eat 5 ham.
Dad?
Granny, them little hams is the best you ever cooked.
I didn't cook no hams.
I cooked them, Granny.
How'd you get in my kitchen without me seeing you?
I cooked them on this here stove with wheels.
Ma can cook anywhere.
Well, let's see her cook where I'm gonna
Don't do it, Granny.
Just a minute. Here's your stove. But even my cooking didn't cheer him up.
Yeah, I noticed he hardly touched his plate of grits and possum belly.
Even when I spooned on some gopher gravy.
He didn't perk up till after supper, and Pearl started playing and singing.
Don't tell me he liked Pearl's bellering.
That wasn't bellering, that was yodeling.
Well, it curdled the milk clean out to the kitchen. Oh, I've thrown shoes at tomcats that made prettier music than Pearl.
I sure wish you two women would get along together.
We ain't gonna get along together till she learns to stay out of my kitchen. I bet she's in there right now, sticking her long nose into my pots and pans. By dingy, if she is...
Now, Granny, you just cool down.
I warned you to stay out of my kitchen.
Oh, Jethro, save your more. Protect me from that wild woman.
Hold her, Jethro, so I can paddle her.
Granny, a thing like that could smart.
I'll put me down, big overgrown put.
Hey, what's going on here? Jethro, put your granny down.
She was fixing to whomp Ma.
I'll whop her.
Here, Ma, now it's a fair fight.
I'm gonna whomp nobody.
Well, then you tell Pearl the next time she sticks her nose in one of my pots, I'm gonna cook it.
It is my bounden duty as a mother to supervise the victuals of my growing children.
Don't tell me they is still growing.
The Clampetts side of the family has always been big, strong, strapping folks. It's your family that brought in the runts. Who you call a runt?
I think she meant you, Granny.
He's about as helpful as a high wind in a prairie fire. Come on, Pearl, you and me's gonna have a talk. Jethro, you stay here and help your granny cool down.
Okay, Uncle Jed. Granny, would you rather I held you under the faucet here to cool off, or took you out to the cement pond and ducked you?
Try either one, and I'll bash you flatter than a gander's arch.
Now, Pearl.
Cousin Jed, I know just what you're going to say. You're going to say, Pearl, stay out of the kitchen. You're going to say, that's Granny's kitchen, and it's none of your business. You're going to say, stay in your room where you belong. That's what you're going to say, ain't it?
Ain't nothing like it at all. What I was going to say was, it seems to me that a handsome widow woman in the prime of life ought not to be hiding herself in the back part of the house, working over steaming pots and pans and dipping her piano playing fingers into soapy water and hoarsening up her beautiful singing voice yelling at Granny. That's what I was going to say.
Praise be. Why don't I keep my big mouth shut and just listen?
You know, Pearl, you got the gift of making music. And I reckon there ain't nothing these city fellas likes better than that.
Really, Jed?
Yeah, remember last night Mr. Drysdale was here and you was playing and singing and yodeling for him?
Yeah.
You brung that poor lonesome man a lot of happiness.
Jed, you ain't agreeing in me, are you?
I'll give you my word. Remember that song you sung, The Flowers That Bloom in the Spring Tra-La?
Yeah.
Well, you had Mr. Drysdale believing it was spring.
No.
Yeah. While you was still singing, he went, flung open the window, stuck his head out, and started taking deep breaths, just like he was really smelling them flowers.
You reckon he liked my yodeling?
Pearl, he like to went wild. I reckon them city fellas don't get a chance to hear much yodeling, 'cause when you throwed your head back and cut loose, it really grabbed a hold of him.
It did?
He gripped the arms of his chair till his knuckles turned white. Then he commenced to rocking back and forth and moaning like he's under some kind of a spell. And his eyes commenced to circling in his head, and real tears run down his cheeks. Before you got done, he was limp as a dish rag. I had to help him to the door.
Uncle Jed, I can't seem to do nothing to cool Granny off.
Ain't no need to, Jethro. Your pretty, young, piano-playing ma has decided not to hide herself away out in the kitchen.
That's a good idea, Ma, because Granny, she'd find you and whomp you.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, you stay out here and practice playing and singing and yodeling. I'll take care of Granny.
I wonder if I should have told Uncle Jed that Granny's waiting behind the door with a skillet to whomp the first person that sets foot in her kitchen. Reckon I should have.
Jed, I'm sorry. I thought it was Pearl coming in.
Granny, you done shortened me.
I'll make a poultice for your head right away now, Jed. Right away.
I'm telling you, Granny, you don't have to worry no more about Pearl coming in your kitchen. She's going to be spending her time getting herself a husband with her singing and yodeling.
Jed, it ain't legal to torture a man into marrying you.
You just don't realize the power Pearl's yodeling's got over men. Last night, Mr. Drysdale like to went wild.
Pretty near drove me crazy, too.
He loved it, Granny. I bet you he's got that yodeling ringing in his ears right now.
I can still hear it. An unearthly screeching.
Now, Chief, surely it wasn't that bad.
Well, I can best describe it as the sound a woman might make if she were having her appendix removed without an anesthetic.
Milton, darling.
Margaret, I'm so glad to have you back, dear.
What a cunning hat, dear. Is it you?
Welcome home, Mrs. Drysdale.
Thank you. Milton, I have the most marvelous news. I'm going to a health farm in Arizona.
What?
Some women were talking about it on the plane. It's terribly chic, quite expensive, and you don't need any willpower. They just force you to be healthy. The doctors are all deliciously mean.
But, Margaret, you are healthy. Every doctor in the United States says you're healthy.
But, dear, this is different. They reduce you as well.
Margaret, if you want to lose weight, just stay home and we'll have dinner at the Clampetts every night. Now, you can't eat the food, but you won't leave hungry. Because Cousin Pearl will yodel your appetite away.
But, Milburn, it's so fashionable to go to a health farm.
Oh, Margaret, please stay home and run the place for a while.
You have plenty of servants.
Yes, but we have no one to manage the place. And with both of us away most of the time, the servants are asleep on the job.
Well, just hire a good, efficient housekeeper.
Oh, yes, just try and find one. Oh, Margaret, please stay home.
All right. That's the way you feel. Miss Hathaway. I'll stay home, just as you wish.
That's my darling.
Yes, Mrs. Drysdale?
Telephone the pharmacy and have all my prescriptions refilled. And call my psychiatrist, my neurologist, my internist, and my osteopath and have them come over. Oh, and I'll need nurses around the clock. I just know the servant problem's going to bring on a nervous breakdown.
All right, go to the health farm.
No. My place is at home.
Please go to the health farm.
All right. If you're sure that's what you want.
Oh, I want it.
Milburn, I promise to come back a new woman. Bye. Just think, Milburn, you'll have a young, glamorous wife. Slim, trim, beautiful.
All right, start looking for a new housekeeper.
Won't do any good, Chief. We've been through this. Mr. Drysdale's office. Who's calling, please?
Tell him it's a surprise.
Surprise?
That's what she says.
Milburn Drysdale speaking.
noticed that?
That is Pearl Bodine yodeling. Now, when she comes up for air, tell her I was drafted.
Chief, she might be the answer to your housekeeping problem.
What?
Be nice to her. I'll explain.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Bodine. How nice to hear your voice again. You say?
Mr. Clampett says that Pearl is such an industrious housekeeper that Granny is jealous. She might take over your house and hers and solve both your problems.
What about that yodeling?
I won't be there. And I defy any servants to sleep on the job with Pearl around.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Bodine. I wonder if I might come over and talk to you for a while.
What, talk to me? Well, what about?
Well, I think you may be just the woman I've been looking for.
Yeah.
To take over the running of my house?
Well, yes. Come right ahead.
Can we say 3 o'clock?
Let's say 2. Goodbye. Oh-la-lee, oh-la-lee, ooh, oh-la-lee, oh-la-lee, ooh.
Will you stop that infernal caterwauling of yours?
It might be infernal caterwauling to you, but it's pure catnip to me. Oh-la-lee, oh-la-lee, ooh. Oh-la-la-la-lee, oh-la-lee. Now, looky there. I hit such a perfect note, it busted the glass.
It wasn't your voice that busted the glass. It was your face.
We'll see who gets the last laugh when my sweetie comes.
Sure is nice of you to share your soap with Miss Drysdale.
Well, with my lye soap, she'll be happy to stay home and do her housework.
Hey, most powerful batch of soap that you ever made. Just a breeze blowing it back on me on the way over here has got me crying.
I make a big soap to do a big job.
Arrivederci, au revoir, toodaloo.
Howdy, Miss Drysdale.
Hello. Goodbye.
Where are you going?
Milburn is sending me to a help farm. Martin, are we loaded?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's fly.
Just a minute, Miss Drysdale. Granny and me brung you something.
Yeah, honey. Take a good whiff of this.
How nice of you. Tell the gardener to spade it in around the rose bushes. Toodaloo.
Oh, just a minute, ma'am. Granny and me'd like to talk to you.
I haven't time. The sooner I go, the sooner Milburn will have his new wife.
Did you say new wife?
Completely new. Young, glamorous, slim, trim, and beautiful. Oh, Martin, did we like my medicine?
16 bottles, Mrs. Drysdale.
Good. Drive on. Toodaloo.
How could a woman be so cheerful about her husband getting a younger wife?
You heard her. She's loaded.
Yeah, both of them. Sued to the gills.
Who do you reckon is the woman that busted him up?
Hard to tell, Granny. There's so many young, beautiful women out here.
Yeah, probably one of them glamorous movie stars.
Oh, Mrs. Bodine.
Why, Mr. Drysdale, you are anxious. If I'd have had a little more notice, I'd have baked your sweet potato pie. It's one of my specialties.
Oh.
Won't you step down?
Thank you.
Here, I'll take your hat. Yes, sir, I just love to cook, and I love to sew, and I love to keep house.
Yes, I've heard you're an exceptional housekeeper.
But I ain't one of them fussy ones. No, sir, not me. I say a man's home is his castle, and it is the duty of a woman to make him comfortable.
Oh.
Here we go. Yes, sir. A man works hard all day, and when he gets home, he has a right to enjoy himself. Take off his shoes and relax and listen to some soothing music to calm his jangled nerves.
Please, Mrs. Bodine, not like that.
Mr. Drysdale, I've got to ask you to keep a grip on yourself. We're all alone in the house.
If you want me to keep a grip on myself, I must ask you not to play or sing or yodel.
I understand. Kind of makes you go all to pieces.
Yes, it does.
Well, you just come on back, and you sit down. Why, Mr. Drysdale, you're perspiring. Why, you got to get relaxed.
Well, please.
A man can't say what's on his mind unless he's resting easy. Land sakes. And with that tie and collar choking you, it's a wonder you can talk at all.
Oh, Mrs. Bodine, I'll be all right. Really, I will.
Mr. Drysdale, you got a hole in your stocking. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. When a man ain't got a woman around to care for him, them things is bound to happen. I declare, Mr. Drysdale, you're ticklish. Now, look, I'm gonna let you sit easy, and I'm gonna darn that up before you know it.
Oh, Mrs. Bodine, no, really, I can manage.
No, I ain't taking orders yet.
No, please, give me back my sock.
Give me
my sock.
I know how to handle you.
That's unfair. No, Mr. Bucky. No, please.
Mr. Drysdale.
I reckon Pearl is a young, beautiful woman that busted up his marriage. What? It's been her singing and yodeling that drove him to it. Mr. Drysdale.
Mr. Clampett, it was just, your cousin and I were... Oh, no, we weren't.
Jethro, leave the room.
Leave the house. Did you have to come back right now?
We was just going great.
Pearl, what's the matter with you?
Man crazy, always was.
Mr. Drysdale, get yourself decent. I'll be back to talk to you.
Shame on you. You too, Pearl, you homewrecker.
I don't know what you're talking about. You told me that Mr. Drysdale was crazy about my yodeling, so I called him at the bank, and I yodeled, and he come a-running over here to see me.
You done yodeled your way twixt Mr. Drysdale and his wife?
Wife, I didn't know he had a wife.
Well, he has. The sweetest, kindest, nicest, drunkenest woman you ever saw.
You done sent her to the farm. Put her out to pasture so he can marry you.
You seen her leaving. Oh, she knows about you, Pearl. Said her husband was going to get a new wife. Young, glamorous, slim, beautiful. Jed, that can't be Pearl.
You're forgetting what a powerful spell her voice throws on a man. Now, Pearl, I'm going back in there and try to talk some sense to Mr. Drysdale. Whatever you do, don't yodel.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm terribly embarrassed about the picture we must have presented when you came in, but I assure you I wasn't at fault. Yes, your cousin Pearl is one of the most...
Yeah, my cousin Pearl admitted that she called you on the telephone and stirred you up. But she didn't know you were going to send your wife away to make room for her.
Oh, but I didn't. In the first place, my wife is never home. Second place, if she does come home, there's still plenty of room for both of them.
Mr. Drysdale, I hear tell that you folks out here behaves mighty different than we's used to. I know you're carrying a heavy load on account of your wife. But I just can't let my cousin Pearl get mixed up in any kind of goings-on like that.
Well, then, if I can't have Pearl, can I have Granny?
Lord love you, you're a desperate man. That poor man in there is so sick of his drinking wife, he is wanting to marry either one of you two.
Last one in is an old maid.
Hey, we's trying to save the marriage, not bust it up, and I think I got an idea that'll do it. I want you two to wait in the kitchen, and when I bring Mr. Drysdale in, I want the two. Yes, sir, Mr. Drysdale. Both them fine, hard-working, good-cooking, housekeeping women is in the kitchen there. All you have to do is go in there and take your pick.
Oh, this is marvelous of you.
Nobody knows.
Oh, no. And they took the pledge.
can't dance with her.
Why not?
It's all downhill.
You pick now, Mr. Drysdale, while they can still walk over to your house.
Oh, he's gonna pick me. Ain't you, sweetie Milby?
Oh, no, he ain't. He's gonna take me, ain't you?
Listen, he gets your banker grabbing hands off of him.
Who you shoving, fella? Who you shoving, huh? I'll show you. Shove it there.
How about taking both of them, Mr. Drysdale? No, thanks. You done it, girl. Bless you both.
Pearl, you were just great. So was you, Granny, darling.
Together, you saved that man's home and you saved his marriage. Now, don't it give you a good feeling?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of winded. I think I'll go upstairs and rest. Call me when lunch is ready, Granny.
Oh, now, just a minute, Pearl, honey. We got a lot of mess to clean up here.
Granny, darling, you give me strict orders to stay out of your kitchen. Remember?
Why, you low down, no good.
Here we go again.